Greetings, and thank you for joining us for the 12th episode of the Young Justice Review on DC Animation with Spencer and Friends. This is an LMG Podcast Production. Today, I'm joined by a dear friend.
Hello, everyone.
Cassidy's here joining us today, as she has been for a good while now.
Good hot minute now.
We've been doing this for a couple months now, and I'm really glad we've been doing this for a couple months.
It's been really fun.
So I appreciate you for joining us on this journey through DC Animation. Today, we will be reviewing Season 1, Episodes 23 and 24. So, I will read a synopsis in my own words, and then we're just going to talk about it, as
Great.
is usually the case. So, Episode 23, Insecurity. We open in Star City, where Black Spider tries to execute a reporter, but luckily, he is saved by Green Arrow and Artemis. The Arrows are able to subdue Black Spider, while Sportsmaster breaks Professor Ivo out of Belle Reve. Green and Red Arrow stop a robbery, and Artemis finds out that her mom has been talking to Green Arrow and Batman behind her back. Sportsmaster and Professor Ivo meet with Clarion, who is just a little upset because he actually wanted Teomaro. Red Arrow has joined the squad and at Green Arrow's request, and a mission comes up to see what Sportsmaster's up to. Artemis insists on joining this mission. Wally makes Artemis feel better, and Red Arrow actually joined the squad because he wants to find out who the mole is, and of course he believes it's Artemis. The squad finds and follows Sportsmaster, and Artemis gets discovered by Cheshire. Cheshire lets Sportsmaster know that the squad is there, and she has a scuffle with them. The squad ends up feigning defeat and putting trackers on Cheshire and the train. Zatanna, Superboy, and McGann get curious about Red Tornado, so they sneak into his apartment. Clarion, the Brain, and Professor Ivo start working on the tentacle that Sportsmaster stole from Star Labs. Cheshire points out to Artemis that Red Arrow put a tracker on her, and they fight while Red Arrow fights Sportsmaster. Red Tornado is building a human body so that he can be amongst the people, and Clarion allows the villains to escape with an ice clone jutsu. The squad fails the mission, and Red Arrow points out that Artemis put a tracker on the train and a different tracker on Cheshire. Artemis finishes out her day with a visit from dear old dad. And that's the episode.
Yep.
So, we have seen Black Spider in this show before.
Yes.
And in this one he was very Spider-Man.
Very, very Spider-Man, but obviously not
But not also.
But Spider-Man.
Yeah. But yeah, very quippy and whatnot.
Spider-Man.
And he pulls a guy is tucking his daughter into bed or something, and he snatches him out the window.
I was like, oh, someone's about to die.
And I was like, oh no,
I was like, they're gonna traumatize me right into this episode.
that poor baby. And so luckily the Arrows are there to save that man. And they, start fighting Black Spider. And he's a problem for them, but Artemis is basically Green Arrow's like, Artemis, how about you take the lead on this one? And she's able to get it done. And she's super excited about it, which she should be.
Yes.
Meanwhile, we see that Sportsmaster is breaking somebody out of Belle Reve, and we see that, he's getting some help from Hugo Strange. And we don't know who it is yet, but, we find out that it's Professor Ivo. So, Green Arrow and Red Arrow meet up, and a robbery comes in on the police scanner. They're like, how about we run one for old time's sake? So they're able to stop the robbery, and Green Arrow says to Red Arrow, you're in the league. Like, by the time the year's over, there'll be an induction ceremony and all that, and you'll be in the league. But you should really join the squad first. For me. And Artemis is talking to her mom, giving her a little debrief, being like, hey, I had a great day. I did some things, and I had so much fun. And her mom is basically like, yeah, whenever Batman and Green Arrow came and talked to me, uh, this is the path I wanted you on. She's like, when they came to talk to us, you mean? She's like, no,
No, me.
no, when they came to talk to me. Because of course they talked to me before they talked to you. Because yeah, I didn't live my life the right way necessarily, and I wanted you to have a better situation than I did. So yeah, I talked to some people, set some things up for you.
Right.
And now Artemis is all pissed off because she's like, "Oh, I wasn't able. I thought I did this on my own. I thought that my talent got me here, when in fact it was nepotism
Nepotism rampant everywhere.
all over the place."
Ugh,
But you know, be like that sometimes.
it do.
So yeah, she finds out that, they were plotting behind her back, and then we see that Sportsmaster and Ivo meet with Clarion. And I know we love Clarion, don't we?
I have full body hives every time he comes onto my screen.
He's the fucking worst.
Ugh.
I told you the first time we saw him, I was like, you're gonna hate him.
And I
He's
just
awful.
every single time I'm just like, give me a break from this kid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
thing,
awful.
whatever. Mm-mm.
And we see that Professor Ivo is talking to Tio Morrow at his bedside and just being like,
Mhm.
look at you. Just old and decrepit.
Falling apart over here.
Yeah, like look at you. So yeah, that was funny to me because like I thought y'all were friends.
I know, but
I guess
I
y'all are
think
villains
bad
though.
guys are bad guys, so
Yeah. So and we obviously know that Professor Ivo has a bunch of robot clones of himself.
just
So Artemis goes to the cave and sees that Roy's there, and he's joined the team,
hmm
and she's already in her feelings because she feels like, oh, nepotism got me here, not my talent. And then Roy is here now, so it's like, oh, we needed a real archer?
she's sassy
And
about it.
yeah, and Wally's like, babe,
Honey,
you're a real archer.
you're real.
We're excited about Roy because we go way back, but we're so glad you're here.
We love you.
And I was like, okay, so Wally just turned 16 and matured. That's
You kind of get
because
off that vibe.
yeah, because I was like, Wally usually, would have been talking that shit. But
hmm
also I think he realized that she was actually hurt.
Yeah.
And now that he knows that McGann is off the market,
Gotta go to the next available option.
yeah, because Zatanna's obviously, that's already locked down.
And we assume she's a BB.
We assume because Robin's a BB.
Yeah, Nebo BB.
So anyway, he joins the squad because Green Arrow said, "Hey, you should join the squad." And they're like, "Hey, Sportsmaster landed in Baton Rouge," and they're like with his mask on? Like, no,
No.
in plain clothes, but facial recognition got him,
Oh.
and we don't like it. We need y'all to see what the deal is. And the squad gets formed, and Artemis is like, "Oh, I'm going to,"
hmm
because not everybody was going. All the
Mm-mm.
people that live at the cave basically didn't go. And yeah, Artemis was like, no, 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 I'm going because I can fly the bioship. We know why she really wants to go. She needs to prove herself
Yes.
because she's all self-conscious about Roy being on the team now.
Yes.
And so while they're in the ship, that's when Wally is like, babe, come on. We're happy you're here.
Chill.
And that's when Red Arrow says to Calder, hey, you ain't looking for the mole anymore. I am. That's why I'm here, because y'all have a mole.
Yeah.
So I'm here to work that out. And suspect number one
What I miss.
is Artemis. I don't like her. Not one bit. So they find Sportsmaster and they're following him. And Artemis decides, I'm I'm gonna hop out of the bio shit because I have some shit to prove. One thing I will say, Wally was on a motorcycle.
Yeah. Well, I was just doing a bunch of stuff that I was like, who are you? What are
Who
you?
is this?
Why are
Who is this
you?
guy? Like, for,
What's this kid doing today?
yeah, like, did you notice Wally's outfit?
It, yeah. Well, it fit because he was on the motorcycle, but also it was just like, what are we making a fashion statement today? I guess. Like, let's mix it up today.
I guess.
I get when you've got an animated series when everybody's wearing the same clothes essentially every single time they're on the screen. We know what his key outfits are, and then you should throw a new one in. Not a stealth mode, not for extra speed, since he's slowing down. I don't know what that was,
I don't know
but I
what
was
the
just
what's
like, my guy, what are we wearing today?
what are we wearing and why are we on a motorcycle?
Why are
Because
we on the motorcycle?
I would think that if the goal is for Sportsmaster to not see us, let me not be on a vehicle with a headlight that's slower than me.
That like he's way more evasive at top speed,
Yeah,
obviously.
I'm pretty sure that motorcycle can't travel at the speed of sound.
Probably not.
And again, my thought is it has a headlight on it. Like it makes you way more visible. It's louder than you are probably.
Yeah.
So you being on a motorcycle makes no sense at like in any way, in my
No.
opinion. Like I didn't get it,
No.
but whatever. Because that's not even of the episode's got to happen. Like I do not know why.
Nothing needed about that needed to happen. It just,
Because I thought the motorcycle was for Roy.
which would have made sense to me.
Yeah, you
Alas,
have Roy on the motorcycle, you have Calder in the water, you have Kid Flash on foot. Like I yeah, that was weird.
a little bit.
But whatever.
Mhm.
So they find Sportsmaster and they're following him.
Mhm.
And Artemis is like, I need to be in the action. So she jumps out of the ship, only for Cheshire to find her immediately.
Mhm.
And Cheshire basically says, hey, look who can't look who's out here not telling their friends all their secrets.
What is up? Hmm.
And we now know that they are sisters.
Yes.
And she's basically like, I mean, yeah, I know your secrets, but that doesn't mean you get to know mine. And so they fight a little bit. And Cheshire, she's just talking. Because whenever Artemis says to Cheshire, why are you working with him?
Hmm.
And she says, not my choice. That was, I think, the first, like,
About with.
that was well, not the first, but like, that was one of the things. It's like pointing us to the reveal at the end.
Hmm.
And so, because I'm sure that you were thinking, like, well,
Because she's bad.
why, I guess you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a League of Shadows thing.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, um, yeah, Cheshire's just talking, letting Sportsmaster know, like, hey, everybody's here. And there's a subtle mention of like Cheshire is like, oh, another date? And Artemis is like,
What?
you two are dating? Like, she's not okay.
No, she's not.
Because she thought that they were actually dating.
But like, they've got good chemistry. I'm not gonna lie. I loved all the moments that I've seen of Roy and Cheshire before. I loved all of this. And so I was like, they may as well be.
We like a Roy and Jade together.
I don't hate it.
Okay.
I think the banter was fun in the episode previously that they were like it was I liked it. It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so in this one, uh Artemis is shooketh by the
Yes.
idea of them dating.
Yes.
And I think for a couple reasons. I think the main reason is that if those two are dating, now he knows all of her business.
Hmm.
And she
There's
doesn't
nothing
want
there.
that, obviously,
No.
because he already don't like her and all that.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, they, fight a little bit. And then Cheshire, being the person that she is,
Yeah.
just starts making out with Roy right
Lays it on
there.
him.
And of course, he's not stopping this.
He was not. He was
He
like, "Oh no,
was he was shocked, but he
it's
was also he,
but
like,
here we
"Oh
are.
no, what
I
will I
guess
do
while I'm
now?"
here, I'll just I won't try to fight her. That might be good. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like, do I consent? I do.
Yeah, he was down.
So he was clearly down. So yeah, and of course, Cheshire kissed him long enough for Artemis to like get herself together, turn, look at him like she was like, "No, I want you to look
It
me in
was
my
a
eyes."
minute.
Yeah, she definitely. It was very specifically like, "No, Artemis, I need you to see it."
Hmm.
So yeah, they have their little scuffle. Kid Flash shows up, and they kind of feign defeat. Like they make the plan to like, hey, we're gonna pretend to lose and
Hmm.
just put trackers on everybody so that we can figure out where they're going.
Yep.
And we see that Artemis says that she put a tracker on Cheshire's sword. We see her track the train, and we saw that Sportsmaster got whatever he got off of that same train.
Hmm.
And then, yeah, we see that they're headed in separate directions, yada, yada, yada. And of course, they're probably going to meet up. But I think that the whole like discussing the feigning defeat and putting trackers on the people, I think that was a good like thing
Good
that the
move.
show did.
Hmm.
So then over at the house, we see Zatanna, Superboy, and McGann just bored as hell.
Yes.
And they're like, hey, Red Tornado's apartment is up there, right? Yeah. Well,
That they're so bored.
yeah, I was like, he's a robot. What is he doing up there? And
What's going on?
yeah, like they get curious because they're like, well, why does he what's happening? Let's go see. Why not? Wolf, keep a lookout. And let me tell you, my favorite thing about this episode,
Hmm.
our subtitler's back.
Are so
Subtitler's back, baby.
I let out a little yelp of joy the moment that Zatanna said her little spell, and I was like, I know what she said.
Yep. I was so glad that the subtitler was back.
I was so happy.
So yeah, whoever, yeah, I'm glad the subtitler got to
Return to
cook again
life.
because we need that. I need it.
Hmm.
So yeah, we know what she was saying. Excellent. So they get up to his apartment and they see that there's a person under a sheet,
Hmm.
or there's something under a sheet.
Yes.
And then they, of course, rip off the sheet. But before we see what actually happens, we see that Clarion, the Brain, and Professor Ivo are working on the tentacle that Sportsmaster and the Riddler stole whenever they did the episode about the kids and the adults splitting the world.
Hmm.
So, a lot of like this is a show where like everything's it's coming back. Like we're seeing all the connective tissue.
Right.
This is not just a like straight week to week adventures. Like we're seeing a lot of this stuff connect because we've seen Professor Ivo, we've seen the Brain, we've seen Clarion. Uh we're seeing the fruit from an episode earlier that seemed to be important.
Hmm.
So Artemis finds Cheshire, and Cheshire's basically like, I found your little tracker as soon as you put it on me.
Hmm.
And looks like you're being tracked too.
Hmm.
And another thing that doesn't help Artemis's, insecurity is the fact that Roy says to her, like, hey, put a tracker on Sportsmaster. And she's like, I can't. And Roy's like, move. I got it.
I'll do it.
And then he does. And of course, because Cheshire's a terrible person, she's like, oh, made the shot that you wouldn't even attempt. Bet that's got a sting.
Hmm.
And I'm like, oh, Cheshire, you're so good at what you're doing right now. I hate it.
Professional.
She is, and we know where she got it from.
Mm-hmm.
So Cheshire points out, like, oh, I see you got a nice little tracker on you too.
Mm-hmm.
And then she shows her the little iPad where Roy's outside. And then Sportsmaster is about to, like, Roy's about to get got
Yep.
by Sportsmaster. So,
I
okay,
love dramatic tap tap zoom. Tap tap zoom. Tap,
yep,
tap. Like we see it, girl.
yeah, we see what's happening.
I see it right there in front of me.
And so Artemis decides, I'm just going to blow the door so
Naturally.
that he doesn't get hit.
Mm-hmm.
And what's funny is Red Arrow eventually was like, you didn't want to radio a warning?
Mm-hmm.
And then Artemis is like, look out.
Uh,
Like, that was hilarious to me.
yeah,
Like,
it's fun.
hey, move.
Mm.
So, yeah, because, she could have radioed, but I'm not mad at how she handled it because he was about to
No,
get harpooned. Like,
she saved him.
she saved his life.
That's what
He would
matters.
have died.
Yep.
So, yeah, like, oh no, watch out.
Uh,
So I'm not mad at her just being that way in that situation.
oh yeah, not a chance.
But we see that they're fighting. And then we're back at the cave where Red Tornado is like, are y'all disrespecting me right now? Is this
What?
feels kind of disrespect. Like you are,
Intruding on my space.
yeah, like you're welcome, but not invited.
No.
What is this?
Mm-hmm.
And because at first they're kind of accusatory, like, hey, what's this?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, he says, I'm a robot. This is an android. I want to live amongst the people. His name will be John Smith. And it's like, we could have workshopped the name a
Could
little
have
bit more.
found a bit more believable of a name.
Yeah.
Just
I think we could have spent a little more time workshopping the name. But I think that him being a robot, that name made
that
sense.
perfect. Because he
Because
was like, what's common and not anything too unique or anything like that.
and what's funny is earlier in the show, we get a lot of like, I'm John, he's John, you
Hmm.
could be John too.
Hmm.
Like that. So I like that. It was just like, yeah, his name is my name will be John Smith
Hmm.
when I'm a person.
Yep.
And I download my consciousness into this thing. And yeah, then he's like, also, what the fuck are you doing here?
Hmm.
And he handles it super well because those kids would have heard some profanity if I
It
just
got in your space.
yeah. And of course, Superboy's like, God damn it, Wolf. Wolf is down there taking, I'm sure, the best nap.
And he has earned it. That he gets beaten up so bad. He just needs some sleep.
Yeah, just a little rest.
Well, should I?
So, yeah, that was fun. And then we see that Zatanna puts pants on him. And
Yes.
again, subtitler for the win.
Yep.
But yeah, so then we see that Clarion and Ivo, they're, doing whatever they're doing. Artemis pops in and, it's like, stop right there. And Ivo's like, I could ruin your life right now.
Yep.
Like, you have no idea. And Clarion is like, let's not even, we don't need to waste it on her.
Yep.
And he's like, freeze. And he's like, great idea. And then he makes ice clones of everybody and of everybody, like including Sportsmaster and Cheshire as well. And whenever they get back to the cave, Aqualad is like, make no mistake. This was a failure.
Hmm.
We know nothing. And Red Arrow starts attacking Artemis. And Wally is like, hey, bro, back up a little bit.
Let's chill out.
This is not her fault. And then Red Arrow come out with the receipts.
Hmm.
He's like, this is the tracker that was on Cheshire. This is the tracker that y'all were following, which was on the train. And then Wally is like, please tell me that you didn't want to one woman show this because of your insecurity about there being another arrow on the team,
Mm-hmm.
she is able to say nothing. And
Yeah.
Wally is just incredibly disappointed.
Yeah.
And he's like, keep the sigh. This is the right souvenir.
A little sassy at her.
Yeah.
Rightfully so,
Yeah.
I'd say.
And I caught an animation mistake in this episode.
Okay.
So there was 1:35 left on the clock. And it was whenever Roy leaned up and said something to her in her ear, leaned up to Artemis.
Mm-hmm.
And then whenever he backed up, his nose was like still in the shot, even though he
Oh.
wasn't anymore. Like it was just a like at least in my version, there was a weird animation mistake with 1:35 left on the clock. So if you caught that watching the show, good for you. If there have been any more that we haven't caught, let us know. But
Plus.
yeah, that's the one I caught. So then she goes home and lying comfortably in her bed is Sportsmaster.
Very comfortably in the bed.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he's like, be quiet. We don't want your mom to hear us. We
Yeah.
don't want to upset her.
No.
And so he's basically saying to her, like, hey, why don't you just join us? Like, what are you doing?
Yep.
Just come on home. And she very subtly is like, no thanks, Dad.
Dad. Yeah. So casually. I
Yeah.
don't want that.
And just all of her reveals have just been super casual,
So
even though they're
subtle.
huge reveals.
But the manner in which they get revealed, it's like, okay, sure.
So, first question. Did
Hmm.
you have any idea?
No dots were connecting in my mind. Obviously there was okay, she's got something going on in her past with her sister and everything, and then her mom, but I don't think I ever connected enough. Which here's part I forget that sometimes, especially in like animated shows, like one kid looks a lot like one parent and the other kid looks a lot like another parent. It's not so much a combining of genetics thing, so that never really crossed my mind of like, oh, these two look alike.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like with animation, you can't really use that because
Because I
you
was thinking of it when she was talking to her mom. I was like, she didn't really look like her mom a
she
lot.
she has her mom's face.
The eyes for sure. Like,
Yeah,
but like overall, I was just like, her
because
sister looks a lot
Jade,
more like
yeah,
her mom.
Jade and her mom look exactly alike,
Yes.
but Artemis looks more like a combo.
Yeah. But I just
And
didn't
because
connect
that's the
that.
thing, Artemis and Jade don't really look alike. So whenever I saw that they were sisters, I was like, oh shit, Artemis, are you adopted?
Yeah.
Because you don't look like the
You
rest of the
really
family. But
don't.
now that I know the rest of the family, I'm like, oh, actually, you do.
You are related.
Y'all are, in fact, related. And it also clears up because you remember earlier, whenever Sportsmaster called Jade little girl, and you were like, eh.
Didn't like that. I still don't like that,
But
but
here we are understanding what that was.
I still don't like it. But yeah.
But now it's like, oh, okay. I see how that happened.
Yeah.
And it brings clarity to Jade saying, it's not my choice. I don't want to do this. I don't want to be here. I don't want to
Pressured
work
into
with
the
him.
situation.
So again, like the seeds that they're planting for us just to be like, oh, and then you look back and you're like, oh, they were telling us all along, like, all
Full
the
time.
things. It's such a good show. I love it so much. And so I have a question for you.
Okay.
At the end of this episode, what were your thoughts on the whole is there a mole situation? Because, oh, go ahead. No, I'm gonna
No,
let you
no,
go.
no, no, no. You can. This show's been gaslighting me a heck of a lot on this whole mole situation. I'm just like, some days I'm like, there's not one. And then other days I'm like, I still don't trust Red Tornado half the time anymore. The whole John Smith thing doesn't, why do you want to live amongst us suddenly?
And it's not sudden because a part of the reason he chose to be the den mother was so that they could teach him how to be a person.
Suddenly in my eyes, okay. Um, Also, he's a freaking. He was like, no, it's an android, and I'm like, I don't care. That doesn't make it any better for me. It theoretically makes it worse for me. I don't know. I I've been gaslit to be told that yes, there is a mole, but then if you ask me in 2 hours, I'll be like, probably not though. And
So,
so I don't have an answer.
so I guess, did this change your suspicion of Artemis as the mole?
Artemis is in a tricky spot as a character herself. If I had to have suspicions towards someone immediately, I'm not shocked suspicions are on her because, and I still don't regret my suspicions having been on her.
Hmm.
But if I were to be told they are not to be on her at all, I'd be like, oh, okay.
So here's where I came, like, where I landed at the
Mm,
end of this episode. So whenever Sportsmaster first was there and Artemis was like, "What are you doing here?" and he basically was like, "I just want to hear about your friends."
yeah.
I was like, "Oh, mole,"
Mm-hmm.
because you're feeding him information. And
Hmm.
then whenever their conversation continues and we find out that those two are not aligned at all,
Hmm.
and that he is like, "You need to come to the winning side," and she's like, "No thanks, Dad." That's when I was like, "Oh, so she's absolutely not the mole." Because it was Sportsmaster who said, "Y'all have a mole," and this conversation proved that it is not her.
True. I should like.
So I walked away being like, "Okay, not you."
You're right. I just, I just don't vibe with her.
I know. I know. She's just, y'all are not friends, and y'all had, like, day you met her, you were like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But also, who knows? This show does a lot of things.
Who knows? There's potential for so much to still occur.
Yeah. Like, all we can, like, Calder could be the mole, and we just
Listen,
don't know it.
and if he was, that's his right.
Like, if it's him, ball out. Anybody else, it's a problem. But Calder,
Problem. You know what? He probably had a logical reason
yep.
as to why he needed to do. Oh gosh, my biases are strong in this show on these people.
And that's, yeah, I want you to like people. I want you to have feelings. That's what I want. I want you to have feelings.
Feelings are being had for sure.
Ah, I love it.
Mhm.
So now we go to episode 24, performance. We open at the circus, where the Dangers are performing without a safety net. The squad is undercover as the Dangers because there have been some thefts that line up with the Haley Circus appearances in different towns. Robin isn't feeling great, and Agent Faraday pulls up because he too is investigating these thefts. The squad is staking out and they see a thief. Superboy puts on a patch and the squad confronts this thief. The thief spits hot fire and the building gets blown up. The thief is able to escape because Martians hate fire and Robin has COVID. The next day, Faraday confronts Haley, who lies about the whereabouts of his performers. The squad reviews the footage and realize that multiple members of the circus could be involved. Miss Martian suggests reading Haley's mind, but Roy doesn't think that's a good idea. Superboy then lets Roy know, "I heard you talking that shit, and the only reason you're here is to sniff out the mole." Kid Flash calls Robin, and Robin tells him that this is a non sanctioned mission, but a personal one.
Mhm.
After the show in Bruges, they load up the train, and Miss Martian comes down with the same COVID that everybody else has. They suspect Ray is the one giving everybody this COVID, so they talk to Jack to see if they can find him. Turns out that Jack was a shape-shifted Ray. They discover that Ray is behind this and they search the train. Robin finds Haley tied up and Superboy locates Ray. Turns out that Ray is actually Parasite and he steals Superboy's powers and escapes. Robin is able to pull a flash drive off of Parasite, and they discover that he is working with Intergang and collecting parts to create a black hole maker. Superboy is feeling good since he put on another patch, and the squad moves to go get Parasite. They find Parasite, who has already activated this machine, and Superboy tries to attack him, but ends up getting siphoned again. The squad is able to use Miss Martian's weakness to fire against Parasite and shut down the machine. Faraday puts a collar on Parasite, and Red Arrow decides that there is no mole. Haley's name is cleared, and the Daring Dangers give a farewell performance. And that's the episode.
Yes.
So, how do you feel about the circus?
Um, uh,
Yep.
I love The Greatest Showman. Um, the actual circus,
I think that makes sense. But I will say, I have been to a Cirque du Soleil show,
Mm.
and very genuinely, gymnasts are the greatest athletes on earth.
Oh, I will 1,000,000,000% agree with you on that. Jillian or gymnasts are insane.
Yeah,
And
like that Cirque du Soleil, it was too much. I'd be fine going to the same show a
Mhm.
couple times because I could not keep up with all of the things that
Right.
were happening.
Mhm.
There were people everywhere.
Mhm.
So,
I
yeah,
will say my comment is not Cirque du Soleil is in a different category than
the
the
circus.
circus.
No,
The
I agree.
circus, no thank you. Like with the freak shows and the animals, like
It's
in that time,
exploitative and
very much so. And
it's harmful to a lot of people
yes,
involved.
yes.
So, yeah. Anyway, we see that there's a performance by the Dangers,
The
whose
danger.
names I want to say, I'm going to try it. I think there was a Dane, a
Okay.
Dan, a Dawn, a Diane, and a Dean. I
I
think
think
that
that's I think that's them.
I think that's them. Um, yeah. So, and I did that without
You
reading the
love
names.
alliteration.
Yeah. So yeah, Dan Danger, Dane Danger, Dawn Danger, Dan Danger. No, I said Dan. Diane Danger and Dean Danger. Yeah, I think we got there. So, and we see that it's the squad. And he says like the Daring Dangers are performing without a safety net. And we can see that it's the squad just based on what everybody's doing. Or at
Hmm.
least we know who Superboy is, we know who the two archers are.
Yes.
And then yeah, we see Robin and we assume that's McGann. Who I noticed, I was like, "Oh, McGann didn't put her freckles on."
Yeah,
But I'm guessing that's because she's recognizable now. Like people might see her and be like, "Oh, we know who you are." So I
maybe.
guess
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's why she wasn't wearing her freckles. But I did notice she didn't have her freckles on.
And it's enough that she changed a lot, I feel like. When they first showed her, I was like, what who is that?
Yeah,
Um, so just the freckles and were enough to really shift her.
yeah, and I mean she was wearing a little mask, and yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we see that Robin falls,
Yes.
and he's basically like, "Are we allowed to save you?" Nope, keep the
Nope.
cover. And they're like, "I mean, okay,
But
but also, yeah, save my life."
yep.
So they're able to save him, and then she uses the telekinesis, and he's like, "Hey, we're in character." And she's
Mhm.
basically like, "I have been using telekinesis this whole time because I'm not an acrobat."
I need to do this.
Yeah, like this has kept me in this thing.
Hmm.
And he's basically playing a flu game because he says like, "I don't feel great at all. Like this is not good." So we see that they are undercover as the Dangers because they notice that there are a bunch of, parts that have been stolen from different places. And the places that are missing these parts align with all of the places that the circus has visited. And I
Hmm.
guess it's a good thing that all these places just happen to have these parts.
Convenient.
So, Agent Faraday pulls up. Are you familiar with Agent Faraday at all? Has he appeared in Smallville?
No, to my knowledge, he is not. It was not anybody I was familiar with.
Okay. So, firstly, Agent Faraday is kind of just a government agent,
Hmm.
usually in the field. Like, a lot of times we'll see government agents that are in some type of leadership or that are in charge, like Amanda Waller, but
Ah,
he is usually like in the field doing the actual investigating and all that.
okay.
He often crosses paths with superheroes, and he's usually on the side of good, but because he's a government agent, sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But for the most part, he is on the side of good. But he doesn't have a problem with doing stuff that is morally gray for his country.
Okay.
But yeah, he's usually very no nonsense.
Okay.
Like he's the straight man as far as government agents go. But and I say government agent just because he's tied to different agencies depending on what he's in. Sometimes he's FBI in this. I think he was Interpol. Um Sometimes he's associated with ARG. Like he could be associated with any government agency. So he's just kind of like the government agency guy.
Okay.
But he's all over DC. Like we see him all the time. So he pulls up and he's also investigating the thefts because he's like, we noticed that shit keeps coming up missing where you are.
Hmm.
And so don't worry, we gonna talk.
We're gonna have a
Yeah, I'm
conversation.
gonna come see you. Don't you worry about that. So the squad is staking out looking for a thief because they're like, Interpol has other places handled, but based on the research I've done, this is where they're gonna hit. And they were right. So we see earlier in the episode there are a couple of twins who are pissed off that they have lost their anchor spot. They've lost the, finale of the show to the
Yes.
Dangers. And they're like, "Oh, look at Carlo down there." So, Superboy puts on a patch and we can see whenever he puts on the patch like the surge of power that he gets.
Boom.
Like
Yeah.
he
Revs him
yeah,
up.
yeah, it revs him up. And so they confront the thief. And the thief spits that hot fire at them. And we saw a guy earlier in the circus spitting hot fire.
Hmm.
And we've seen this large blonde man just kind of like randomly in shots. Like they just sprinkled him in here and there. He's just walking around a little bit. They wanted us to know he was there.
Hmm.
And again, what a great show. So he spits hot fire, and Roy is like, "Oh shit, that's live ammo. We have to go."
Hmm.
There's an explosion. And Miss Martian is not doing well. Superboy's like, "I'm gonna go get him." And because one of the things, Superboy is using the patches so that he can have X-ray vision.
Yes.
And that's what allowed him to find them and all that. I mean, he's using the patches so he can have the full range. But yeah, X-ray vision is one of the things that he's using well, that he's actually like utilizing as part of his new skills.
Right.
And so the thief gets away, and yeah, Superboy's like, "No, I'm going to get him." And Robin has to be like, "Miss Martian is dying."
Your girl is right over here.
And he's like, "Oh shit." Like that brings him back
Yes.
because he's kind of in like a rage fog.
Yes.
And then he's like, "Oh yeah, let me get her on up out of here." And then Robin is like, "You two, arrows, go after him," as he's about to pass out.
Hmm.
And they're like, "Absolutely not. We are getting you out of here.
Hmm.
Like, we're not about to leave you. Just shut up. We're gonna get you out of here." So yeah, this COVID has him it's rough for him with the COVID.
The COVID.
That's I mean, and this is
It's a
pre-COVID,
version of
but
the flu, but it's the flu. So yeah.
yeah, like he's weak
Yep.
and he's got the fatigue that comes with the COVID.
Mhm.
So, yeah, he's able to escape. The next day, Faraday is like, "So Haley, there was another theft last night. What do you know about it?" And Haley was like, "Wasn't us. I checked and all my performers were in bed."
Hmm.
And the squad is like, "Well, we weren't, so that's clearly a lie." And they start reviewing the footage and they're like, "Okay, it looks like multiple performers are behind this." What I'm wondering is, so if y'all have this footage, does Faraday have this footage?
Right.
Because I'm assuming Faraday does not have this footage, and this footage may have come from like Batman satellite or something. Because it feels like if Faraday had this footage, he would have arrested all the performers at
On top of
least.
it already. Yeah.
But whatever. So they're basically like, "Oh, obviously Haley is the mastermind behind this, and Robin, keep an open mind
Hmm.
because, maybe
Don't
he's
have
not."
to know that we know everything yet.
And we hear the whole keep an open mind referenced a few times in this episode.
Hmm.
So Miss Martian is like, "Oh, I'll just read his mind. That'll answer our questions." And Roy's like, "I don't know. I don't know if you'll be able to do that without him knowing." And then Superboy's like, "Hey, shut up. I heard you. I heard what you said." And I put in my note, the first note that I have is Superboy has super hearing. So
Hmm.
whenever Roy tried to whisper to Robin about the mole, I was like, "Oh, Superboy absolutely heard you."
100%.
And I was wondering like if they forgot or if it was gonna show up. And here we are.
Yep.
It showed up. So I was like, good. Because I was gonna say something if it
Love
didn't.
some continuity like that.
Yeah. I have it's my first note. So Superboy says to Roy, like, "I know what you're doing. I know why you're here." And Roy's just like, "Yeah, there's a mole,
And what?
and it's one of y'all."
Hmm.
That's what it's looking like.
Hmm.
So Robin's outside, and Kid Flash calls, and Robin is walking by a Flying Grayson's sign. Now, were you familiar with Robin's background at all?
Not at all.
Okay.
Because at first I was like, what is, wow, he has acrobat moves. Cool. And then I was like, oh, this is part of who he is. Okay.
Yeah. So he was a part of the Flying Graysons, which was a family of acrobats. And, family ends up killed. Batman adopts him, yada yada. And because of his acrobat skills, yeah,
He can get around and yeah.
acrobat skills are really useful in the Batman line of work.
Yes.
So that's basically the gist of the backstory there. That's why he's an acrobat, because he is actually an acrobat.
Need that agility.
And so, yeah. And I don't know if you knew, but his last name is Grayson, obviously,
I knew it was Dick Grayson, but I had no clue who he was.
about the Flying Graysons. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, that's generally Robin's backstory. So, Kid Flash calls and he's like, "Hey, where are you? Your location's turned off." And he's like, "I'm on a mission from Batman." And Kid Flash is like, "No, you're not.
Don't play me like that.
Yeah, no, you're not." And so Robin is like, "I mean, uh, my guy Haley, I gotta clear his name."
Hmm.
And Kid Flash is like, "Why didn't you call me? I know your history." And Robin is like, "That's exactly why I didn't call you.
Exactly.
I don't need you here knowing about my, like, nah.
Mm-mm.
All the people that are here, they believe the lie and they're neutral and unbiased.
Hmm.
So that's who I needed here, but I appreciate you calling."
Hmm.
So they finish the show, and then he says, "Hey, we got 2 hours to load up this train," and 2 hours to break down and load a train after a certain, that is crazy to me.
They've got that down pat, I assume. I mean,
Because you also, like, the show ended, which means that, like, the audience hasn't, like, left yet. Like, they're all still there. They're
hmm,
leaving, but they are still there.
hmm,
So 2 hours is not enough time to break down an entire circus and load it onto a train. And like, And again, mainly just because of the people that are still there. Is my thought.
I want to believe, obviously this is cartoon time.
Yeah.
Uh I want to believe. I mean, I've been to a concert and watched them immediately start taking things down the moment the show ends. So people like have a timetable they need to keep up with. A train loading, not so familiar with that process. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of people that are just wandering too, more so at a circus situation, I'm sure. So who
Yeah.
knows?
Because yeah, there are multiple tents, and yeah, I just
Gotta look around.
yeah. But okay, that's fine. So they get it loaded, and Miss Martian, we see the large blonde man,
Yes.
and he touches Miss Martian, and then she comes down with the COVID,
Yes.
and they're all like, "How did you get COVID? You're a Martian."
Hmm.
Or yeah, she's like, "To think a Martian could come down with the COVID," and then Robin is feeling better.
Hmm.
And then they start to notice, like, hey, when did you start to get the COVID?
Hmm.
It's like, it was right after I talked to Ray.
Hmm.
And Robin was like, well, Ray touched my head right before I got COVID. Oh, so the guy's a petri dish. Cool.
Got it.
Let's handle that. And so they walk outside, and Jack is there. They're like, Haley, hey, how long you been working with that Ray guy? They're like, I mean, found him not too long ago. But he has that same flu that everybody else got.
Mhm.
And they're like, well, let's go check on him,
We'll see.
if you insist. And then Jack turns into Ray.
And I gasped.
You
Oh
gasped
man.
because you're
Shape.
like, shapeshift.
Ah.
And so we're like, okay, Ray's a shapeshifter, which
Mhm.
explains how he has been all of the circus people.
Everywhere. Yep.
That explains why he was, on the tightrope. And yeah, that
All
explains everything.
yep.
Okay, easy. So then, of course, they go to Ray's room, and it was so funny to me that Artemis was like, I found Ray, and pulls out a face. I was like, that's hilarious.
It was very Scooby-Doo of her.
Very Scooby-Doo. Yeah, that was, oh, it was so funny. Like, I found Ray. They were like, all right, obviously it's Ray. Everybody split up, starts the train. So Robin finds Haley tied up, and he's like, who did this to you? It was Ray. And then Robin leaves, and Haley's like, I'm not Houdini. Like, get me out of here.
Hmm.
Obviously, he doesn't. And then Superboy puts on a patch, and he uses his X-ray vision again
Hmm.
and sees, like, oh shit, I found him. So now we're at the top of the train, and we love a train.
I love a train. The moment I see a train, I know some action's about to go down, and it's about to be a fun sequence.
Yeah, always gotta have a train fight if there's a train.
Oh yeah, it's like written to the law of entertainment, I think, at this point.
Yeah, I agree. So it turns out that Ray is actually Parasite. So has Parasite shown up in Smallville?
Parasite does exist in Smallville, not in this purple iteration of existence. It's just this guy
Just a
that
man.
just a man that he takes powers from
Yep.
people. Um and similar to this parasite, but I wouldn't say as this parasite was a far more intimidating version, which I feel like that's what is naturally being found in my my new studies is that the Smallville versions are obviously the smaller versions of um these characters, but he was there for a moment in Smallville.
Okay. Okay. So you and I, on this very show,
Mm,
reviewed Superman Man of Tomorrow.
hmm.
And in that movie, Parasite is the main villain.
Hmm.
So I know that you are at least familiar with Parasite in that regard because in that he was purple and a problem, like as far as siphoning off powers from people.
Right.
So, we see that Parasite is the guy who's there, and this is more what I'm used to Parasite looking like humanoid, purple, and like gross skin.
Yeah.
But yeah, like definitely purple, and yeah. So, because he has Martian telekinesis, because he was like, I just wanted some acrobat skills, and then I taste the sweet nectar of Martian,
Yep.
and yeah, lo and behold.
Eat that up. Yep.
So yeah, he says, Superboy, come here.
Need some of that.
And then yeah, he's like, ooh, that's the kryptonite nectar that I like so much. And then he has heat vision. And everybody's like, how the fuck does he have heat vision?
You don't even have these powers, Connor. Like, what the heck?
Yeah.
What is
And he's got to
this?
be like, I mean, I have the potential for it, so maybe
Maybe.
that was
I
all I
did
needed.
think it was interesting that he was able to absorb what wasn't, I
Inherent.
guess, yeah, like Connor said, to have the potential, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, I feel like the stuff that Connor gets with the patches is more of a synthetic enhancement situation, which this is a television show and stuff has to happen the way it does. So synthetics and actualities are two different things. I get that. But I was like,
I
I'm surprised
don't
he absorbed it since it was.
I don't know if synthetic is the right word in this case, just
Mm.
because the patch suppresses the human side of him. So he is full-blood Kryptonian with the patch on. It's done through science, I guess, but like it is there.
This is a suspend my disbelief kind of thing because I know some all these other things and I'm like, oh yeah, I believe that, but this one I'm just like,
I'm not mad at that.
which is fine. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I think that's reasonable to be
but I
like,
was just like,
I don't know
is
about that. I think that's reasonable.
it?
So, cool. Yeah. Um, he steals Superboy's powers and he escapes. And they're basically like, well, god damn it, he can fly. And Miss Martian's like, sorry about that.
Oopsies.
And it's like, I mean, yes, but also because yeah, he's still got your telekinesis.
Yep.
And he holds on to her power for a really long time, it
Yeah,
feels like.
I don't know what his timeline is on that.
Because he barely touched her.
Hmm.
And he has Martian powers all evening.
Hmm. Maybe it's just the strength of the alien stuff. The alien
And
juice is stronger.
yeah, it's unclear
Yeah.
uh what his like limitations are, Parasite's limitations are.
Hmm.
But um yeah, Robin is able to pull a flash drive off of him because he like jumps up to try to get him. And Parasite says like this Kryptonian has satiated my appetite, so I'm good.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go.
Wait.
And then Robin tries to jump up and he's like, nope. Don't need you anymore, little daddy.
Mm-mm.
And so he's able to get the flash drive off of him, and then, the little Robin hacking that I love so much. And he's like, all right, they are working for Intergang, and we've heard about Intergang before.
Mhm.
It's like, all right, they're collecting parts to make a black hole maker. And Roy's like, he's going to need a particle accelerator for that because
Duh.
Roy just knows. And
Who
the,
doesn't know? Come on, Spencer.
yeah, I mean, yeah,
Particle accelerators.
yeah, of course. And they're like, you mean the one in Geneva where the train's going?
Hmm.
Oh, shit. Well, he can fly now, so let's go ahead and make our way there. So Superboy has already put on another patch. So
Hmm.
he's like, I'm feeling great. Let's fucking go.
Rose drugged up
Yeah.
or suppressed down.
He's addicted to the power.
He really, how much is it really suppressing his human side if he's, I'm just saying, you
Well,
do.
and one of the things that I'm sure and I imagine you noticed this before this moment,
Mm.
But what do you notice that the patches are doing to him other than giving him powers?
Well, it was very obvious when he just totally ignored the fact that Miss Martian was about to go down. He was like, I gotta go fight and stuff. And they're like, yo, lady.
Yeah,
He did not care at all. He
yeah.
was
He
power
was
hungry and was like, I want to use these powers and do these powers. So that's how much suppression of Alexander is actually.
so what well, and we'll talk about it here in a second. So
Mm,
he's feeling pretty good,
yeah.
and they're like, all right, let's move to Parasite. So they find Parasite, and Parasite has already activated the machine. And Robin is like, hey guys, let's quietly, and then Superboy just starts yelling and going in.
Yes.
And that's the point when you're like, okay, obviously he doesn't have as much control of his anger when he's on the shit.
Mm-mm.
And one of the reasons that I think that could be happening is because one of the things that they made very clear was that the reason they used human DNA along with Kryptonian DNA is because a full-blooded Kryptonian could not be controlled. They were too much. They were too loose. They were not able to really maintain their faculties. They were just in a blind rage, right?
Mhm.
So it stands to reason that when the human part of him is suppressed, he goes into rage mode along with having the
Yeah.
full body Kryptonian power.
I think also though it's part of it of just them not knowing how to it's a human not knowing how to handle a Kryptonian situation, right? Like not so much that a Kryptonian's hard to handle, or obviously they are, but I don't see them as being like rage. They're not Zods.
Well, yeah, and I'm not saying that the fact that he is Kryptonian is why. I'm saying the fact that he's a Kryptonian clone is why.
Yes. I concur. I agree.
Yeah, like the because again, the whole reason they spliced him with a human was so that he would be a person.
Be a bit more controllable.
And he's already got his anger issues, but that's
Mm.
more trauma.
Mm.
And so, yeah, it's very clear that whenever he's on the ship, he is a lot angrier.
Hmm.
And there's an episode that will happen where that is abundantly clear. But they're making it pretty clear so far.
Hmm.
And again, like whenever he was ready to just leave Miss Martian there, that was a sign.
Yes.
And then I think that this was a more clear sign of like Robin trying to do strategy and he just didn't listen, ran in, knowing the situation.
Right.
And Parasite is like, yeah, I could eat. I could eat. So yeah, he's like, come here, and siphons him again. And Miss Martian is kind of like, let's let it happen.
Just at this point.
Yeah, like we can make a plan around that. Like we can use this time to make a plan. So they make a plan. The squad is able to create some fire or make him create some fire. And he's like, guys, I'm Superman. Fire does not bother me. And then Miss Martian is like, you sure about that?
You're not all the way.
You sure about that? And so he passes out, and Robin is able to shut down the machine. And then Faraday shows up and he's like, thanks for the heads up. Really glad we have this inhibitor caller
Hmm.
because we're gonna need that. And after that, Red Arrow is like, okay, y'all could have betrayed us at any point
Hmm.
in that whole thing, but you didn't. And now that I've got to see y'all in the trenches actually working, clearly there's not a mole here.
Clearly.
One thing that I will say, I kind of wonder. Superboy gonna have to visit Lex and be like, "Hey, I'm gonna need some more of those," because he's burning through them.
Lex got this kid drugged up and addicted.
He got him addicted because
Like the
he
moment
uses
he
like
pulled it out, I was
he
just like, oh
he uses like
no.
four this episode.
He uses so many. And at one point I was just like, he is exactly where Lex was. I 100% believe planning on putting him. Like
Is
that
what
was
Lex wanted. Is
exactly what
exactly what
Lex
Lex
wanted you
wanted.
to do.
Yep.
This power and get addicted.
Yeah. Because yeah, like Lex was like, yeah, you're gonna be in situations where having the full package will be useful.
Yep.
And here we are, because he like that X-ray vision got a lot done.
Yep.
And if he didn't have the patches, then yeah, he would have that flu would have like he would have been on a respirator with the COVID.
Hmm.
Because again, with Kryptonians, he's like, no, I'm gonna need all that, all of it.
All of
So yeah, um, he's burning through these patches though. So we're gonna see if he goes to his dealer and says, hey, I'm gonna need some more of
it.
those. But
It did.
um, before it's all said and done, Robin goes to Haley and he's like, hey, glad your name's cleared.
Hmm.
And he's like, and Haley's like, so you're gonna be on your way then, I bet. He's like, yeah, got other stuff to do. And of course, he knows who he is. He's like, I know my kids. You can't trick me. But I would like a favor since you're
Hmm.
here. And then he does one last show for him.
Very beautiful closing on that.
Yeah. So, what did we think about this episode?
I enjoyed
Calder
this
wasn't
one.
in it, so
I know. They're not giving me any Calder these last couple of episodes. Like, yeah, he was in the last one, but not sufficiently. And I was just like, what are we even? Why?
now what are we
Because
doing?
maybe he's Mullen and good for him. Um, yeah, it was, I enjoyed this one more than the one previously, and I will fully admit it's for my lack of connection to Artemis fully, and I think that's why that last episode I was like, okay, an Artemis episode, and this one,
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
cool.
because that's the thing. Like, we didn't see Artemis at all, and then we got an episode about Artemis.
And I that unfortunately for that character just wasn't what I wanted.
I see.
I'm sorry, Artemis.
You are truly not a fan.
I'm trying my darndest.
No, and that's how it's got to be. Like, it's an ensemble, so there got to be people you like and people you don't.
I don't hate her.
I bet. Because Clarion is there to hate.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Like, I hate him,
Ugh.
but yeah, like
No,
you don't hate anybody on the squad. It's the
no,
squad.
it's a squad, and
Yeah.
yeah. But this one was fun. Robin had because he's such a smart kid, but like there was a reference to like real world media, and I appreciate when that happens in these kinds of things. It's like when Miss Martian was like, "Who would have thought I'd get sick?" And then
Oh,
he goes H.G. Wells, and I was that made me laugh so much.
that was a good one.
The World of the Worlds is a good read, so I was like, yeah. They knew the Martians would get sick.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert for that really old book, guys. But I enjoyed that moment. I liked getting a bit more Robin. I don't think we've gotten a lot of Robin in recent episodes at all. Kind of just been a back burner character there when we need him, but not necessarily prominent. So that was nice at the start of this to have a bit more of him.
And that's the thing with an ensemble, like you can mix and match
Right.
groups because we're getting a lot more missions where like not everybody has to go.
Right. It's because we've grown enough and have a lot of Roy these episodes.
A lot of Roy because he's trying to find that mole.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Did this episode change your opinion on the mole situation? Because in the first episode, we kind of like, okay, Artemis probably isn't the mole based on the
mm,
conversation she had with her dad.
mhm.
After this episode, when Roy was like, "All right, guys, there's no mole." Do you
This
believe
is
him? Do
this
you think
is
he should keep searching? What do you?
me telling you that with the gaslighting because I'm just like, are you just saying for him to tell me that there's probably not a mole, for me to believe that there's not a mole, because now I feel like I need to believe that there's a mole because he doesn't think there's a mole. I'm getting in my head a lot, and I'm not very committed one way or the other. This isn't an ice people or me like being like, I need to know about these ice people. I'm just like flip flop every time. Though we do need to know about the ice people from the Wally episode a couple of ones back, like what was going on there. We didn't really get any clarification on those ice people, so we're lucky I haven't been harboring on that.
I think
Um,
as far like at least the episode said the ice people were actually just locked up. But we know that Hugo Strange be playing
but
games. Hugo Strange plays games. So
but no. Um, anyway, so I can't. They're making me question too much back and forth on. Well, if you don't believe there is, I feel like I need to believe that there is.
okay.
Someone's got to keep
That's
an eye out for you guys.
yeah, like I mean there's gotta be because like Roy, if you're saying there's not, then I now believe that like there has to be
Now
if
I
you
feel
don't think
like you're
there is.
tricking me.
All right.
Yeah.
That is hilarious. Okay. I love it.
We're
Anything else on these episodes or the show in general? We're almost there.
almost to the end of the first season, yeah.
Oh.
These episodes were a bit of a hard watch after the last two, just in the sense of I feel like the last two gave so much gasps, all this, like, which now, granted, we got the dad
You know,
reveal.
say we got
It
a
just
pretty good
wasn't giving.
gasp.
I think because of my own feelings towards Artemis, I wasn't
I think
necessarily shocked. I was like,
I
oh,
think
that's a
that's what
big
that is.
reveal. But I'm like, okay,
I
what's new?
I think yeah. You're like because again, finding out that Jade was her sister was a pretty big reveal, and you were just like, eh.
Yeah.
And then yeah, we found out Sportsmaster is their dad, and you were just like, I mean,
It was shocking. I think just, yeah, any revelation in regards to her and it being not good.
and I guess it's
Which,
because when she walked in, you were like,
who
and
is,
so now that you're finding out stuff, you're like, well, we knew she had secrets.
yeah,
We didn't know Miss Martian had secrets.
no.
Like, and her secret was like comparatively, her secret was crazy.
That what like that yes, that was
Like
wild.
that was a true like I gasped in Spanish. Like I was not prepared for that one.
No, I'd agree. I just think, and that's, I think, also good writing. I think they made it so Artemis could be liked by some of like, oh, let's like she's what's the underdog? Like let's root for her, but then you're gonna have people, unfortunately, like me that I'm like, I don't, who is this? Why are we bringing her in? And
It's
I'm
like, and it's so
thinking
funny
that
because we love Zatanna.
I love Zatanna, but we will put the asterisk on me having a Zatanna base too. I think
Yes,
that's the other
that's true.
situation with that one in particular. Like the Zatanna base there, Miss Martian, I love Martian Manhunter, so I was like, what? And then I was just like, I
Hey,
love also Ollie. I love Oliver Queen, but I don't like these kids he's bringing up into this.
either one of them.
I don't like this, Oliver. I'm like, what are you doing, my guy? Bringing these.
That
um,
is hilarious.
so I think great writing on the fact that I think for Artemis's stuff, it's going to be really shocking, I bet, for some people of just like if they're like really hoping and rooting for her to get out of this rut kind of thing. But then you've got the people like me, also because of the writing, that I'm just like, yeah, no shock here, of
Yeah,
course.
like surprise, surprise.
Yeah,
She's related to like she was fathered by one of the villains we've seen the most.
yeah,
Shocker.
yeah.
Oh God, that's hilarious. Okay. Well, in the next episode, we will be discussing the season finale. Season 1, episodes 25 and 26.
Are they?
So until then, salutations.